All right, folks, this is the maiden voyage of Faded 2. It's my new Lost Creek kayak that my wife got me for Father's Day. So took it somewhere local. I'm on Union Reservoir right now, doing a bottom bouncer and a lipless crankbait. So let's see if we get anything. Still getting used to the kayak here. It's not quite like the boat, so everything's all wet. And yeah, wish me luck. All right, see ya. Hey folks, Big D here from the Faded channel. And hey, so my wife got me a really nice Father's Day present here. She got me a nice Lost Creek, about a 10-foot, kayak, fishing kayak here, right? So let me show it to you here. So yeah, it's really nice. I've always wanted one. So I took it out to Union Reservoir yesterday. And let me tell you, man, I wish there was a first time using this type of kayak video out there, but there wasn't. I mean, I actually looked on YouTube and everything like that. It was a review. I found a couple of reviews that said, hey, you know, this kayak versus that kayak and things like that, and who's better. But it wasn't a lesson learned. So I'm gonna make a lesson learned video for some of you, folks out there that's thinking about getting one of these fishing kayak, out there. And before you get out on the water, I'm gonna tell you the lessons that I've learned. And again, wish I would have found a video that taught me this, because I did a lot more adjusting than fishing when I was out there. So let's get started. So first off, I'm gonna tell you right now, this kayak doesn't have a lot of space. So the first thing I would get rid of, so you see this big ass cooler I had in the back for my water and beers and things like that, that's gotta go, right? There is no room for it. You're gonna need one of those foldable, collapsible cooler that you can put out there. This life vest, you're either putting it on or you're leaving it out here. But I'll tell you what, this can easily go back here, right? And you know, it can stay back here, right? So it comes with one fishing pole holder here, and the other one's over here. I tell you what, go ahead and buy yourself another one, because it's well worth it. Because when a fish bites, you're gonna have to get up and get this, and it's gonna rock the kayak. So, an oar. Do you need one? It's probably nice to have one, but there's literally no room for it. Get rid of it, right? You don't need that. And I had my portable fish finder on here. As you can see, there's no room for it. Get rid of that as well, right? And unfortunately, you've got room for one tackle box here, or a tackle unit, whatever you want to call it here. But that's pretty much it. And so I had my phone, I had my keys, I had my slippers, and they were like, kind of up here, right? I'll tell you what, you might want to store them inside this compartment that's up here, right? So to keep it dry, or else it'll get wet here. So, and as you can see here, I've got my seat a little far back because I thought the pedal was going to be a little bit too short, and so I put the steering unit out here. And I'll tell you what, that is the wrong thing to do. This thing needs to be back here. The seat needs to be scooted up. You know, I'm not a very tall guy. I'm 5'8", and yeah, it was really difficult to steer it when I was out on the lake. So now this kayak, this Lost Creek kayak, I think it's also called a Mako. There was literally no instructions that came with it, so you had to figure it out. And you know, I tried my best to figure it out here while drinking a beer. Probably not a good idea, but you know, I put it together, and I mean, she floats. She was great, but yeah, there's a lot of adjustments that I had to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the seat up and adjust the you know, steering mechanism here, and I'll show you that in a bit here. All right, folks, so after making the necessary adjustment, for me, you know, I'm 5'8" here, right? I'm not 6'2", 6'3". Here's what it should look like. Now, I didn't get a second pole holder, but you know, the pole holder should be fairly close to you so you can grab it, right? So I'm gonna get one for this side tomorrow, and I'm gonna move it out of this pole holder. Honestly, those are kind of worthless. You know, this little storage area, I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of worthless because you can't really get up and come and get your tackle. But I'll tell you what, you can put your wallet, your keys, and things like that in here so it doesn't get wet. So you know, that way you don't lose it or it gets all wet and doesn't work, right? So I moved the seat all the way up here. Again, I'm 5'8", and it was a little difficult to steer it, so I brought this all the way up, and I moved the steering column from up here to here, so now I can you know, easily steer it when I'm pedaling, right? And unfortunately, nothing you can do. You know, just grab one tackle you know, box, I guess, of what you need, and just put it under here, right? And you'll be ready to go. Got the life vest in here, and I've got my, you know, collapsible cooler for my beer and my water and things like that. Make sure you have a stringer if you're gonna keep fish. Grab an anchor if you need one. Got the net out here, and this thing comes in handy. You know, you don't want to drag your boat across the concrete or across the rocks, so make sure you grab some wheels. They're about $90, so totally worth it. So I'm gonna try this out tomorrow at Lawn Haggler, and we'll see what we can catch. So there's one more item I want you to think about it. So if you've got a really nice SUV, right? You know, not a truck you can throw it in the back, but if you've got a really nice SUV and it's kind of tall, because I've got a Lincoln Navigator here, right? And to get it on top on the roof rack, you could potentially scratch the crap out of the paint. And if you've got a nice SUV and a nice vehicle, you don't want to do that, right? So make sure you put a towel across there before you put it up. There's a lot of videos out there that shows you how to load a kayak on top of a vehicle. And you know, I'll tell you what, man, it's totally worth checking out, so that way you don't scratch your truck or your SUV and things like that, right? But that's about it for now, folks, and you know, I'm gonna take her out again tomorrow to Lawn Haggler before the storm comes in. Wish me luck. All right, watch the next video. Stay fit, y'all. Peace. See ya.